You are listening to part 2 of the top 6 traits of a black video game character, right here on the Super Black Podcast. And that leads us to number 4, the dope name. If you're going to be a black character in a video game, you have to have a dope name.
There's some characters on this list that are just, we have characters like DJ from Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, that name is fairly dope. Like, is he an actual DJ?
No.
Okay, good.
No. He's not that I know of. I know he does the the capoeira and stuff like that, right?
Is that his thing? He's capoeira?
I think that's his style.
I thought he was kickboxing.
Was he kickboxing?
Maybe. I thought he was a Jamaican kickboxer.
It might be Jamaican kick. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe I mixed him up with.
I don't think there's capoeira in Street Fighter.
No, there is. I think Alina is capoeira.
Isn't Alina from Tekken?
No. No, I'm pretty sure she's in Street Fighter 3.
Oh, you're right. You are 100% right. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, she's in Street Fighter 3.
Yes.
I'm mixing up the character in Tekken for DJ. I forgot his name.
Eddie Gordo.
Yes. Yeah, we just talked. Were we just mentioning him before?
I feel like he belongs in the dope name category. Eddie Gordo?
That's
really?
True. He should be in there. I guess we had him on the superior athletic abilities because he does capoeira. You got out of a lot of the martial. You would know this better than me, you and Darren. But out of a lot of the martial arts style, capoeira is like exhausting just to look at it. Like you're constantly dancing, man.
Eddie Gordo, dope name.
Eddie Gordo, superior athletic ability. We forgot to mention, but also a dope ass name.
Also in the dope name, Tiger Jackson, and I am not at all being sarcastic. Tiger Jackson is a palette swap for Eddie Gordo in Tekken, and he is Jim Kelly-esque.
Really?
He's got the afro, he's got the bell bottoms, he's got the sunglasses, he's got the jacket, and he's basically just Eddie Gordo with a different costume, Right. They named that guy Tiger Jackson. Now,
yes. By the way, Tiger Jackson, his name is Tiger Jackson.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'd say that again. Tiger Jackson's name is Tiger Jackson.
His mama named him Tiger, and his daddy named him Jackson.
He should be. Tiger Woods should be on here.
Tiger Woods should be on there. His father's ridiculous. This
ties back into superior. I don't know. There's some correlation between dope names and superior athletic abilities because clearly Tiger Woods had a superior athletic ability.
He's old, man.
He had his own name. I mean, he had his own game. Crying out loud, his own series.
Yeah, he did.
But I guess Tiger Woods, Tiger is just a dope name.
I guess, but like that has to be like a. I don't know what is it from Thailand? Thailand have a lot of tigers.
Dude, does it?
I'm sorry, people. I'm basing all of this off of the Far Cry video game because there were a lot of tigers in there, and I believe he was in Thailand. I should stop this line of speak because I'm going to put my foot.
Basing it off of like another Street Fighter character like Sagat, who has like.
Yes, I totally am.
Tiger uppercut, Tiger.
I'm totally doing that. Yes, I totally did that. That just happened. You called me out on it, and I didn't know I was doing it. It was subconscious. And I apologize. I'm going to take my foot out of my mouth, and we're going to move on from tigers in Thailand.
Tigers in Thailand. But there's another character on this list, Black Baron.
Oh, how dope is that name? Could I put air quotes around my head any harder than how dope is that name? The Black Baron.
It's a kick-ass name. But when you see the character... It's black.
Oh,
he is
terrible. I can't even. What's the word? I can't even joke about him being a cool character. He is terrible. Like everything about that character is an affront to black people everywhere.
Yeah, it's like he's got everything going on. I mean,
He's a pimp.
To be fair, it is the game Mad World, which is black and white in this Frank Miller type style. Well, I don't want to say Frank Miller, to a very comic booky type style.
Yeah.
So everything is black and white. There is no color, but you didn't have to make him
a giant green-handed pimp with a just like a bright orange jacket.
like that Jim Crow look. It's like, it's like almost blackface, and he got the white. And he's got shit. It's like he's got
big chains. And
he's got the chains, the fur jacket.
He's got gold fronts. He's gone straight grill of gold teeth.
But
fur.
He's got fur. Name.
He's got the Black Baron. Like oh god, it's so
That's
bad.
The only thing. Like if his name was like Bob Jenkins or something like that, you'd be like, oh, what a horrible. This character's a joke. Blah blah blah. But his name is Black Baron. You're like, okay, wait a second. This is kind of a badass name. This is a dope name. Possibly the dopest name out of the names we mentioned.
I don't know. Tiger Jackson's got me. I am a sucker for old like 1970s ridiculousness that they put black people through in those kung fu movies, and that's basically what that is. Tiger Jackson, and then the actual physical form of the man fits the name. I guess
they both do. Like when you think of Tiger Jackson, you think of something like, oh, that sounds like more like of a fun name. Like it's like Tiger Jackson. You think of like. I'm sure an afro will come to mind, and Tiger Jackson has an afro. When you think of Black Baron, it's a little bit more ominous. And you look at that character. While it's not exactly what you would want to picture, you're like, okay, I can see it. But, I don't know.
It's
Black Baron.
Black Baron is a fun name to take, and I will put this call out to all listeners. If you have a piece of paper next to you and a pencil or a pen or whatever you have beside you, I'm going to give you the name Black Baron and just quickly sketch what you think that character would look like. Don't Google anything. Don't think about it too hard.
Even though we described them.
just in your mind's eye, you hear the name Black Baron. Like someone says, oh man, the Black Baron's here today. What would that character look like? Completely off the top of your head. And like tweet it to me or send it to the Instagram. I would love to see that. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I'm very curious about that too. Please do it.
That'd be great. So, dope name. You have to have your number 6. You have to be superior athletic ability. You have to have that. You have to be a great sidekick. You have to be able to support your main guy. You have to have a really great name. Like I feel like Cole has hit all 4 of these already. Like he is leading the charge. Like he has a dope name, the Cole Train. Like come on.
Is it better than Saz Katzroy?
It's totally better than Saz. Like that.
Yes, it really is.
Saz Katzroy.
Honestly, I just wanted to include him in there too. Speaking of dope names.
I almost forgot about him, and I thank you for bringing Saz Katzroy. I'm sorry, guys.
Character.
Final Fantasy, what are you doing?
But honestly, though, when you think of Saz Katzroy, do you think of that character? You don't think like when I see this name, I'm like, if you don't know who it is, you're like, okay, I don't know what this character is. If you picture Final Fantasy, you're like, okay, this is like some, I don't know, like the clothing's like has 1,000 buckles, there's like belts and stuff like that, a very long sword, something like that, or whatever weapon they have that's like over accentuated, whether it's a katana or like a boomerang or something like that, a gun. We'll get to that, but Saz Katzroy is not what you picture when you see the character.
I picture someone having a seizure, and those are the words that come out of their face when they're trying to say something coherent.
Well,
like Saz Katzroy does not sound like a thing that should exist in any form ever anywhere. Like it doesn't to me when I hear that, it doesn't sound like a name.
Saz Katzroy is like, no, you mean Kaiser Soze. Is that what you mean? You mean Kaiser Soze? No,
yeah,
Saz,
the Saz Katzroy. It's like someone waking up from a dream. Oh, Saz Katzroy. What?
He's Kaiser Soze. He was watching the Usual Suspects before this happened, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's no way that is a name for me. But I have one more for you. Raven from Tekken, who is basically a knockoff Wesley Snipes.
But other than a questionably dope name, we'll put that on there. We won't even put on the dope name list. I think it's unquestionable that Raven has number 3, which is what?
Unique hair.
There you go. I gotta say, out of all these characters, he does have some
his stupid hair. He's got ridiculous hair. All right,
it is unique, but
unique doesn't mean good. Unique means just not like everybody else, which I completely adore about the naming of this. I just received the link. I'm looking at the characters here. I wanted to add Bruce Irving to this list as well too, because he has kind of a mohawk ponytail going on.
He does. He does.
And I never wrote it down.
That is pretty unique. I guess you really don't see that anywhere else. Now that I think about it.
No, you don't. How many times do you see a dude with a mohawk who puts that mohawk into a ponytail?
That's true.
And he pulls it off. Bruce Irvin has a better hairdo than most of the people on that list.
That's true.
I didn't write down Bruce because he is another one with a very generic name, so it's kind of hard. But to the listeners, Bruce has a mohawk with a ponytail. I would ask you to draw the rest of him. Like if you heard of a dude's name named Bruce Irvin, and all you got to go on was he had a mohawk that went into a ponytail, what do you think the rest of him would look like? That's a little homework for you. So don't Google it. Just have some fun. That's what this is about. It's about having fun. So draw
or
your
even
version.
more so, if you don't want to draw it, tweet the podcast or send a message or something like that with a description.
Yes.
If you're like, hey, I don't want to draw it, but I can tell you what I think this character looks like in 28 characters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. Do it.
28 characters, man. You really don't know Twitter. Yeah.
Is it 28? How much is it?
It's 140.
104. Okay, whatever.
Jordan is not on Twitter. So
100 or whatever. I said 28 characters. Yeah, I guess. Well,
28 characters is not a lot.
It's really not a lot.
It's not a lot at all.
Maybe they should mini tweet it. It's like, it only can be 28 characters. Yeah, do that.
That's called texting. That is all texting is. Just read back any text message you have. It's just like one letter words. It's all ridiculous. You have no character restrictions when you text, but you decide to type the most broken sentence you've ever. You would never speak this sentence, but you type it as broken as possible. But then you get on Twitter and you try and fit the most comprehensive thought into 140 characters. We are backwards as a country. It is ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
You have all day to text. You make it really short. Whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Unique hair. So we already talked about Saz and his amazing name.
Right.
His amazing.
We mentioned he has an afro, but did we mention that he has a bird coming out of that afro?
We did not.
Speaking of birds, going from Raven, who's named after a bird, we go back to a character with a weird name and has a bird in his hair.
And when we say he has a bird in his hair, maybe you don't think we're being serious about the fact that there is a bird in his hair, but there is actually a bird in his hair. It is a.
That's not some slang for some shit.
No.
The dude got a bird in his hair. Like, oh, what does that mean? Let me look that up in Urban Dictionary. No,
he has a bird in his hair.
Like a yellow bird.
Yes.
Is it a chocobo?
Yeah, it is a baby chocobo that I believe is his son's, and he keeps it. The bird just travels with him in his afro.
What a horrible idea! He has his son's pet in his hair while he goes out into battle.
Yes. Yes,
we
he
never
does.
said Saz was the brightest guy. We just says that we just says has an interesting name and very unique hair with living things in it.
His afro is very weird. Like, it's not a normal afro. Like, if you were to look at old afros that they would pick out, his tends to it looks like a
shape.
It looks like a explosion. It looks like a mushroom cloud.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Like his head is the funnel, and the hair is kind of getting sucked into that force. You know, it kind of sits outside of his head, which I've never really seen, and then it kind of like tapers. How do you taper an afro?
It's got to be. Takes a particular barber to do that. But
another one I want to throw out, Zach from Dead or Alive, who has, I believe, what I like to call the Rob Corddry haircut. You know Rob Corddry from the Daily Show? He had that little tuft of hair in the front of his head.
Yep.
And he was bald everywhere else. That's pretty much Zach's hairstyle.
Yeah, he's had a couple of different hairstyles. That was the main one though.
Yeah, that was his introduction.
Right, that was his introduction. He's definitely modeled after I'm blanking on his name, the basketball player. He went to North Korea and was on the Bulls. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman. He's definitely modeled after him. I mean, that's another thing I guess we can kind of talk about later about how a lot of black characters are just modeled after
famous black people.
Yeah, I mean, there can be a counter argument made that that's the same for a lot of, white, Asian, or any other type of character. That's just the nature of video games. Sometimes they want to model it after a certain archetype, and they're like, oh, we want to make this a Tom Cruise type character, or like even more so in like Onimusha, like the character in that game is modeled after a real actor. That's just,
but
that's what it is.
But there's a little more when it comes to the black characters because
there's less. There's less of them.
Yeah, not only is there less, but they're modeled after very flamboyant personalities that you couldn't mistake for anyone else. Like if someone were to create a character based on Tom Cruise, he would blend into the rest of the tapestry of main characters. Like you would say, okay, he's a main character. I couldn't pick out a Tom Cruise character if you didn't tell me he was Tom. Okay, but I can pick out.
He doesn't have like blonde hair and earrings and stuff like that, like Zach or Dennis Rodman.
Exactly.
I saw a character in one of the Resident Evil Outbreak games that looked like Andre 3000, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell? I mean,
I kind of want to see that. That sounds pretty cool.
at least the face, the hair, I think is also blonde. But I'll look it up. It's somewhere. I forgot which one. Because is there only one Resident Evil Outbreak game, or was there a couple?
I think there was one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
All right, there's one character in there. I'll find him. Jim Chapman was his name.
Jim Chapman from Resident Evil Outbreak.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. But if you look at his face, you're like, that's Andre 3000 with Cisco hair.
The Cisco hair is a very prevalent thing in characters. Like Raven has it. Raven has the platinum kind of hairdo, and then there's another one on our list, Drebin from Metal Gear Solid 4, the gun,
gunmonger or something?
Yeah, the guy who sells you weapons and armor with the monkey pet, which is just strange.
Now, I haven't played 4, but I heard of this character before, but I haven't played 4.
He's basically Cisco.
Is he really?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
He's like obsessed with dragons and shit?
Is he? I think he is. I think he has I know he always wearing funky suits, but he's got the platinum hairdo. Like he looks like a negative. Like he's got dark skin and white hair.
He said he looks like a negative.
Yeah, he looks like a negative.
A negative photo. Yeah.
So I always found him funny, but like I don't think he had an obsession with dragons, but he certainly had a unique hairstyle. Very not good for a gun runner because I can pick him out of a lineup.
Oh, very easily.
Oh, there's the guy that sold me the gun. The dude
you
with
draw
the
gun runner. Like, yep, he looks like this. So like, oh, that only can be one guy in this world.
Oh, he also has a monkey.
We found him already. Like, just like, he was literally
right
like
there.
2 blocks away in a coffee shop. Like, that's him right there. We saw him like 2 blocks away in our building. 500 feet up in the sky. You can pick up the dude anywhere.
Yeah, he's not getting lost.
Yelena from Deus Ex Human Revolution. Speaking of characters that look like real people, Yelena kind of looks like Rihanna knockoff, but her hair, it's like this weird, like super power bang that's in front. It's all choppy in the back. It looks like something Rihanna would wear. Her face looks like Rihanna. It's definitely a distinct hairstyle.
Totally.
That is, as we pointed out, a common trait for people of color in games. Yelena was a cool character. She was like a half robot and stuff like that. But
she looks angry.
She's definitely angry. But yeah, so I mean, out of unique hair, I think we covered a gamut on that. But back to Raven real fast. There's one thing that he has that ties into the next topic. Raven has shades. Not anyone else on this list has shades.
How will our heroes find their way through the end of this list? Stay tuned for the next installment of this edition of the Super Black Podcast.